Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time and locations. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, my dear viewers, I am back again with another update. So guys, I have a video here I would like we all to watch. But before then, if you're meeting my channel for the very first time, you're highly welcome. Please kindly do all to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thought about this video in the comment section. Let us know what you think about this video, and I will see you towards the end.
Consequences of the continuous sit-at-home on the economy of the Southeast is mind-blowing. According to a report from an International Center for Investigative Report, ICIR, there are over 12.215 billion US dollars, or 5.37 trillion, has been lost to the sit-at-home since September 2021. This chilling figure was further corroborated by a study conducted by SBM Intelligence for Development Dev East Foundation Limited, putting the ongoing loss of the Southeast at about 30% of the gross domestic product of the zone's economy. Aside from the terrible state of trunk A roads, which has become a death trap in recent times, transportation and one of the indispensable lifeblood of the economy in the region is losing over 10 billion naira for each sit-at-home day. That means that every loss to the Southeast is a gain to the economy of other zones in Nigeria. However, lawmakers from the Southeast region of the country are not leaving any stone unturned in ensuring that the insecurity connected to the sit-at-home of the faction of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB led by Simon Ekpa comes to an end. So joining us now on the show is Ikenga Ngochire, member House of Representatives for Idiato Federal Constituency in Imo State. Great to have you, Ikenga. Ikenga, how can we end this menace of sit-at-home that has become a nefarious needle, needling the good people of the Southeast?
Thank you so much for having me this morning. I think the figures you just gave out now, over 12.6, that is very, very alarming and also worrisome. But I think that, like I've always said from the beginning, that in dealing with this problem, we have to start from the foundation. What led to the agitation? The things that led to the agitation was the issues of marginalization, was the issue of fair treatment, was the issue of lack of integration and full acceptance. And the message is that led to the issues that led to the insecurity were all rooted on equity, fairness, and justice. So in trying to solve the problem, we have to now say, okay, how do we build bridges of unity? How do we have a Nigeria that every component part will feel included? That inclusiveness is very, very important, because the feeling of exclusion is fueling the agitation. The feeling of exclusion is fueling the belief that separation is the only way to have a solution. So having said that, it brings us to the issue that you raised about the lawmakers in the South. That was what necessitated Honorable Ginger Onwusibe to make that amendment to the motion on the floor that day on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, which the Speaker said he's going to rule on another day. But the point there is that now the two federal high courts have given judgment that there is no case against him, and the other appeal court have also ordered for his release. I feel that these things escalated because of the approach adopted by former President Buhari. But we have this strong confidence that President Bola Tinubu, going by his inaugural message that he will build bridges of unity, he will run an inclusive government, will have to take a second look to the matter and then exercise his constitutional powers in bringing early resolution of this problem. And also, like you also said, there is an infrastructural collapse, which is also a problem. Most of our roads are no longer impassable, not just in Idato, but every part of Southeast. Then the recent one that is killing us now is the ecological problem. The farmland are going away, the houses are collapsing, people can no longer freely move because almost 30% of our land mass have been taken over by erosion. erosion. Addressing this erosion problem, not just the ones who have in Umuchima, in Obodoku, in Omueshi, and other parts of the Southeast, and the road collapse, will go a long way in increasing economic activity. Will also go a long way in showing spirit of inclusion. It's also very important. But like I said, peace and reconciliation, forgiveness, extending the hand of friendship and national healing is very, very key. It's very important that we go back to the table to address the remote causes of this agitation. And more importantly is that the issue of restructuring, having a truly federal system that will run efficiently in accordance with the principles of federation will bring everybody on board. Federal character principle reflected in appointive position and the elective position is also very important. These things, when you put them together, will help to give people feeling of inclusion and be able to reduce these agitations.
Well, at the local level, recently we had a case of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah from Enewi North, representing Anambra South in the Senate, coming out and directly challenging Simon Ekpa, and also leading some groups of persons to make sure that nobody sits at home, particularly according to him in Anambra State. But I would like to know, other lawmakers from the Southeast, the effort by Senator Ubah, is it a solo effort, or there is collaboration among lawmakers from the Southeast working in concert with the governors in the affected states in the entire Southeast to make sure that, there comes an end at the local level to this sit-at-home, which IPOB has denied having a hand in?
Okay, I can give you a recent development and information. That is the Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, the parent body of the Igbo Social Cultural Organization, especially the Secretary General, who has sent message across to lawmakers. That was yesterday, all the members of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and to come together to have a closed-door meeting. And top on that agenda is also the security situation in the Southeast and the infrastructural collapse. And I want not to comment on this matter because we're having a meeting today, and at the end of that meeting, there will be far-reaching decisions that is going to be made. I need to inform you also that lawmakers in the Southeast are working together, especially at the House of Representatives, where we have started meeting on how to form a common position in tackling all these challenges. That was what necessitated what Honorable Ginger Onwusibe did on the floor of the Parliament at the last adjourned sitting, that for us to move forward, that the President should also, as the father of the nation, consider a political approach in handling the Nnamdi Kanu issue, so that there can be enabling a conducive atmosphere for the ultimate discussions and negotiation that will bring about lasting peace.
Well, you talked about roads. Are you aware that FEMA, the federal agency in charge of road maintenance, only recently said, within the next 6 weeks, hundreds of federal roads will be fixed, and that the damage is because of rainfall. Do you consider that satisfactory, that within 6 weeks, all these federal roads linking states, about 11 states, will be fixed in 6 weeks?
When we had the news, it was a welcome development. But, most times, it's not the first time we are hearing this. But we have this confidence that because this is a new administration, that we should believe what FEMA just said. Because the problem is across every part of this country, especially in Southeast. And we welcome the statement by FEMA, and we'll be watching, because 6 weeks is not too far to see them move to ensure that these roads are, maintained for easy movement of goods and people.
Okay, let's go back to the Nnamdi Kanu matter. A couple of days ago, we had Mr. Lieutenant Ojukwu, that's Dim Ojukwu's brother, and he came here and he spoke about the matter, and he talked about sort of like a forum where leaders can come together and go meet President Tinubu and talk to him about the Nnamdi Kanu matter. What's your take on this? What do you think is going to be the best approach?
No, I think meeting the president is very, very important. our governors, our lawmakers, captains of industry and businessmen and all the different social cultural interest group is very, very important. I agree to that. We advocated for that under President Mohamed Buhari, a follow-up to the Mbazulika Amechi visit where he requested the president to grant him the last wish of releasing Mazen Nandekani to him. So this visit is also important for other areas that needs to be sorted out before you go into the full discussion of letting him to go home. Because not just letting him to go home, there's other conversations that also is going to be discussed. So at the level of the House of Representatives, we have started meeting, and in the coming days, we're going to have full-blown meetings on this particular issue. The most important thing is that let's just stop at this point and leave who is right and who is wrong, and say, how do we move forward? How do we restore feeling of inclusion? How do we restore feeling of togetherness? How do we restore an atmosphere that will allow economic activities to grow? Because this economic activity that is being destroyed, they pay taxes to federal government, so government is losing revenue at the same time, and people are losing their means of livelihood. That is very important that permanent solution is brought to bear on this particular matter. If we continue the legal path, at the end of the day, this might escalate this matter and take it so long. There are so much powers that the president have under the constitution with which he can use to bring this matter to a close end within the shortest possible time. But like you said, the meeting is very important so that leaders from the Southeast can sit with the president to find a common ground towards resolving these issues. The most important thing is that we want peace in the Southeast. Everywhere is devastated. Erosion is killing us. Infrastructure has collapsed. And then we cannot even sleep. Houses are being burned. People are being killed. This is not good. So any leader that wants the progress and unity of Nigeria definitely will open his doors to see all stakeholders come in to find a lasting solution. And I have this belief that the present administration, going by what they say, that they will run an inclusive administration and they will ensure that there's unity across all parts of this country, will consider the release of Mazen Nandekano a critical step towards that part of finding a lasting peace and solution.
Let me ask you, what's your assessment of the efforts being made by some of the governors in the Southeast with regard to the challenge?
So guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this video? Please kindly leave your thoughts in the comment section. I will see you again in my next one. Bye for now.